Hey everyone, this is Vincent, and today I want to present you the new feature of Substance 3D Viewer that we have been released for Adobe MAX London. There are many, a huge one, and some adjustment for the rest. So as you may know with Substance 3D Viewer, one of the main points is that if you work with Photoshop Beta, you are able to bring an object, a 3D object, directly within Photoshop. And then you see here, once you click on it, this one is a smart object, but it contains a 3D object. And the behavior, if I double click on it in Photoshop, what it does, it will process the scene and it will call Substance 3D Viewer. So it takes like a few seconds. Okay, now it's in Substance 3D Viewer. It loads the full scene. So you have like the background and you have the 3D object, and this time you can edit it. So let me pass in ray trace so I can edit like the lighting, something like that. And maybe, okay, just for the example, I will change this. Let's wait a few seconds. So everything is gone and I can send it back to Photoshop. Now it calculates the image. Should take a few seconds. And now in Photoshop, you have the new version. So this is something that has been appreciated because it allows graphic designers to directly work with their favorite tool, Photoshop. But many people said, okay, but what if I want to start directly with Substance 3D Viewer? Well, no, it's possible. So let's see that now. I am in Substance 3D Viewer and I'm going to bring like a headphone made by one of my colleagues. So by default, it creates a scene here. I can change, like, as always, I can navigate. I can change, for example, the lighting. Let's put something like that. Maybe I want to change a bit like the field of view. So you work as you would do with a 3D object. I'm gonna change the background. Let's take something inspired by this, but okay, why not? Maybe a bit like that. So that I'm going to pass into ray trace for a few seconds. Let's put like ray trace is on, ground plane on mapping blue. Okay, so happy with that at the moment. What I can do now is to click. Well, you know what? I'm going to put reflection and a bit of roughness on the ground. And let's wait 2 seconds that it converts. And now I have the send to button. And if you look at it, you have Photoshop Beta. So if I click on it, it will create the image, launch Photoshop Beta, if not launched yet, and create you a PSD document, PSD scene with the background and the image. And now if I change, for example, the background here and say, let's take, for example, like a gradient like this one. And I do something like this. I don't like the color, but it's just for the example. I can double click again on my object. And it should come real quick. Let's wait. Here. And once again, I have the object here. So this is really handy. You can change it again. So, and you can mostly, the most important, start from Substance 3D Viewer or Photoshop Beta. It's up to you. Another cool stuff that we added as well, it's really a UI UX stuff, but still in the preference, you can decide where you want your workspace navigation. Right now on the left, or I can change and put it like just here on the right. It's really up to you. Maybe I'm used to be on the left, but maybe I will change. I will try this way. That could be a good one. And finally, something that we added for international audience, we added some more language like Spanish, Portuguese. I'm not sure Dutch was here before. Right now it is. And you also have Chinese, traditional, and Mandarin, if I'm not wrong. Sorry, my Chinese is a bit rusty, so I'm not sure of the language, but still, you have way more language right now. So that's it for this video. Hope it has been useful, and see you in the next one. Ciao.